comunidad de lucha libre en español. Estamos cara a cara Miguel Pérez y Jeff Jarrett para contaros todos los secretos de la lucha libre, en especial de ese gran evento que vivimos en Monterrey, Triple Manía, el gran evento de Triple A. Jeff Jarrett, WWE Hall of Famer, one of the most popular and biggest months in the history of the pro wrestling. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's a lot of exciting times, I'll say, like going on in my world. Talking across the pond that I am to you, there's a video game coming out called WrestleQuest. The podcast is going on. Obviously, you just reference Triple Mania, a unique event to say the least. But man, there were so many stars there Saturday night from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s. And the stars of today. So, yes, I appreciate you having me on and looking forward to chatting with you, Miguel.
I appreciate you, but this is not will be an easy interview for you. First of all, I want to ask you about Latin Lover.
Oh, wow. Latin Lover. Our career paths go back to 2004, 2005. 2006, I defeated him in the finals of the Raider Race tournament in AAA many years ago, the King of Kings. And since that time, I went on down my career path in TNA wrestling and entered into the TNA Hall of Fame and the WWE Hall of Fame. And his career path took him on to 3-time winner of Mexican Dancing with the Stars, many movies, Oscar award-winning movies, many TV shows. And so he essentially stepped out of the professional wrestling industry until he made his return Saturday in Monterrey at AAA, at Triple Mania, his hometown. And, that event was star-studded from very top to bottom. Stars, it was a who's who of lucha libre history of wrestling, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and current stars. It was unbelievable event. And Latin Lover had a monstrous reaction, a wonderful homecoming, so to speak. But, I arrived at the building that day and all the fanfare was made in so many ways. And earlier in the evening, the Monterey Boxing and Wrestling Commission approached me and, had some words with me. And, I like to stir up a little trouble and stir up a little emotion. I like to throw out tortillas when I walk down the aisle. They confiscated those, would not let me take them out. And so, in a lot of ways, it was a magnificent night, but, the things got started off on the wrong foot, and Latin Lover came out. I wanted to have pick my spot, pick my time. And Jesus, the ring announcer, earlier in the day had some crosswords with me as well. And so, I took the opportunity like the king and my wife, the queen of the mountain, do. And we came out and said our piece. And in the middle of all of that, Latin Lover candidly takes it upon himself to kiss my wife. And so I did what any man would do, and I defended her honor. That's what I do. I'm a honorable human being with integrity. Things got pretty heated, and things got pretty heated. It boiled over into the backstage as well. People, obviously saw what happened in the ring. But what happened backstage, the argument continued, and he took it on his time. So I know there's a lot of discrepancies. Did he really leave in an ambulance? Did he really get hurt? Who knows what's going on? But that's what I was told. And then Miguel later that evening, they approached me and asked me to leave the arena. because there were a lot of fans that were unhappy with the situation, and they thought it was best that they got some extra security and got myself and my wife in a van with some extra security, and they escorted us out of the hotel back to the out of the arena back to the hotel. And candidly, that may be the last time I ever stepped foot in Mexico.
Okay, Jeff, you said some things at your podcast, My World with Jeff Jarrett, on 83 shows, one of the #1 podcast in this moment. We have read the reports from the media. One person in the building that night go to the hospital on ambulance. What exactly happened?
There's a lot of controversy that surrounds that. As I discussed on my podcast this past week with my partner, that a lot of discussion went on. Like I said, it was a star-studded event, headline from wrestlers from all over the world. The Young Bucks, candidly, the hottest tag team in the entire wrestling business. Again, from top to bottom, Ray Wagner, Andrade, Psycho Clown, just star-studded event after star-studded event. But when me and Latin Lover went to blows in the ring, I was defending my wife's honor, and things got really, really physical. The people at ringside started throwing stuff. There was a couple of security guards that held a couple of folks who had a couple of adult beverages, so to speak, back. But when we got to the back, the argument continued. There was a pretty brutal scene, so to speak. And, the reports are that Latin Lover left in an ambulance. So I'll leave it at that.
Whoa. Jeff, I check the social media, Twitter, Instagram, and all the Latin pro wrestling universe. I have one opinion about you, and I have this opinion too. You and Karen decide basically humiliate and treat the Mexicans. Why?
What do you say? What do you say now?
I say that you don't respect the Mexican fans. Why?
Let me ask you something, Miguel. Do you believe the Mexican fans respect the King of the Mountain and the Queen of the Mountain? Do you think they show us proper respect? Every time we walk out, all kinds of foul language is spoken to us. I don't believe I've ever walked out in Mexico and the wrestling fans show me any respect ever. They always throw stuff, whether it's cerveza or nopales or tortillas. And so, the way I was born and raised in America is that you earn respect. And the way you earn respect is that you give respect. And the Mexican people have never respected me. I think that's pretty hard for you to argue with. Miguel, would you say it's a pretty safe statement to say, have you ever seen the Mexican fans show me respect? That's a question, Miguel.
I think that no.
Have you ever seen the Mexican fans ever show respect? Excuse me?
You attack Latin Lover. You attack one of the biggest idols in this country. This is not respect.
Okay.
For the talent or
So Miguel, just shut your mouth just a second. I got to say something. You said I attack Latin Lover. Who threw the first punch in the ring? Who threw the first punch Saturday night? Was it me or Latin Lover? Answer that question.
Latin Lover.
Okay, so rephrase or apologize to me and clear up your statement. Who attacked who first? Who threw the first punch? Latin Lover did. So not only did the fans of AAA in Monterey at Triple Mania disrespect me, but Latin Lover. And Latin Lover has gone off to do movies and television shows and dance shows, and I'm very happy for him. I kind of believe in where I respect. After he took the first punch, I defended, candidly, my honor. And then the next thing you know, he is kissing my wife. That's very, very
well, Jeff, I understand your point, but you
of what a Mexican would do. Jump me from behind and then kiss my wife. Jump me from behind and then kiss my wife.
Yes, but you sent Latin Lover to the hospital.
That's after he punched me first, and that's after he kissed my wife.
Yes, this is true, but the community.
Okay, yeah, exactly, it's true.
Yes, but it's a very complicated situation. But you send.
It's not complicated to me, Miguel. we came here to talk about My World podcast, and there's a fantastic video game coming out being distributed by Skybound Games called WrestleQuest. There's a lot going on. Game Changer Wrestling. I've appeared for them as the Last Outlaw, and me and the Road Dog Jesse James, we're going out on tour this summer, the Ain't We Great tour. So there's a lot of positive things to talk about today, and you want to essentially get on here, and you lied and tried to say that I attacked, that I was the aggressor, that I disrespected the Mexican fans, when it's all just the opposite. It's literally the opposite. Ever since in 2003 was the first time I went to AAA. Every time I've walked through the curtain and come out to the, multi-time Intercontinental Champion, multi-time NWA Champion, multi-time WCW Champion, and the Mexican fans have really never shown me respect. So I kind of think, when you really think through that lens and what I respected, you have to give respect. And the Mexican fan base has never given me respect.
Okay, Jeff. Okay. What can we expect from you and Karen on Triple Mania 30 on June on Tijuana?
Miguel, I said this earlier, and I don't think you were listening. And that's very typical of the Mexican and Hispanic press. I am not sure at this moment if me and Karen will ever return to Mexico, if we will ever return to AAA. I haven't made that decision. That is true. I've not made the decision. If we are to return, excuse me, go ahead.
I ask the question again because I think that you know exactly that you go to do in Tijuana, but you can't tell us your plans.
I'll say this, and I mean this. We may never return to Mexico ever. The amount of disrespect that even today you've shown me, that the press has shown me, that Latin Lovers shown me, that AAA shown me, we may never return. If I do return, I can assure you that I will get my revenge on Latin Lover. He will regret the day that he ever laid a hands on me or my wife. Okay,
Jeff, to finish this interview, I would like that you say something in Spanish for all the Mexicans, all the Spanish, and all the Latin American people. I know that you speak perfect Spanish, and ¿quieres decir algo en español para toda la gente de México y toda la gente de Latinoamérica?
So, Spanish is a very, it's a primitive language.
What?
And yes. And the amount of disrespect you've shown me here today, I'll leave it at this, that Miguel, you have represented in Spain, so the Spaniards and the Mexicans, you have represented them well, because I like to sum up in one word what I believe, not just you, not just Psycho Clown, not just the fans of AAA, but for today, I want to point out Latin Lover is nothing but basura.
Okay, Jeff Jarrett. Thank you so much for your interview.
Muchas gracias.
Sorry all the fans for these final words of Jeff. No es respetuoso, Jeff. No es respetuoso. Pero muchas gracias por estar aquí hoy. Thank you very much for staying here today. Gracias a toda la gente que nos sigue a través de las redes, en nuestras páginas aliadas, Planeta Wrestling, Diario As, Lucha Libre Online y todos los medios especializados. Gracias por disfrutar de Triple A, de Triple Manía y de Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, I hope see you soon in Mexico, and I hope Latin Lover hits you again.
Oh, I've got a guitar. Don't worry.